that is not a normal grave being dug, but representative of falling down the rabbit hole and thus entering a different state of consciousness through mind control.
Okay, will you let me know if it's okay for me to do a play or a drama at this church where I have a little girl or a little boy fall into a grave and me put some shovels on them? Is that okay for me to do? I'd be in the front page of the paper. Nutcase pastor in Gary, Indiana. Do you understand, folks, that we are in a war? And we can't be passive instruments today. But the church of the living God has to stand up for what they believe in and to spread the truth. Not a lie, the truth. I'm getting worked up tonight. You know what? I've seen demon-possessed people. I've seen it. I've been there. I've done it. I've seen people pray spells over people. I've seen all of those types of things. There is a real hell. And there is real spirits that have come into my room at night and paralyzed me from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. I'm here to tell you, there is a real enemy that's seeking to steal, kill, and destroy every young person's heart in this mind, in this building today. There is a real devil. The last time I had one of these visitations was 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. I had just got done with church, and a spirit walked into my hotel room and said, "I am going to kill you." I began to pray immediately. I fell asleep speaking in tongues. When I woke up in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning to catch a flight, I got back to Chicago, and when I landed on the ground, I started to feel a little sick. By the time I got to my house, I had 102 fever. I had to preach in Fort Wayne the next day, and a preacher will do anything to try to make it to a place that he's already committed to preach to. And so I waited to the last minute, and I just couldn't do it. I said, I'm going to have to stop. I'm going to have to rest today. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to cancel. I'm not feeling good. And right about that time, the enemy said, "See, I told you I was going to kill you." Well, can you believe? You know, sickness kind of went away. I preached the next Sunday, and the next Sunday went real well. On Monday, I woke up and I could barely even talk. I swallowed a whole day. My voice felt weird. I couldn't stop swallowing. I was swallowing the whole day. Choking myself. I was dry. I had to have a water. I had to drink constantly. I would drink and swallow, drink and swallow, drink and swallow. And finally, I had to go to a doctor. And I sat down in his chair, and he opened up my mouth, and he said, "I'm going to have to do a biopsy." In that moment, I remember the words of that spirit that walked into my room just a week earlier. "I'm going to kill you." I knew what he meant by biopsy. He meant cancer. And I said, "Why? Is there something wrong?" He said, "Yeah, there's something wrong. Your tonsil is swollen. Your one tonsil is swollen. That's not normal. Usually both tonsils swell. But just one, it's called an asymmetrical tonsil." And he said that is very, very common for throat cancer and cancer in the lymph node. And I already knew cancer gets in those lymph nodes. My God have mercy. I went home thinking, oh my God. I started to doubt God. I started to say, oh my God, I'm going to die. He was really telling me the truth. I'm going to die. I have cancer, this, and that. Of course, the test came back that they were okay. But I prayed and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. But I felt the attack of the enemy. I felt that spirit of depression. I felt that spirit of oppression so around me. I'm a preacher of the gospel. And here I think I'm going to die. I could feel that hindering spirit all over me. Folks, I want to tell you today, there's a spirit that has come to steal, kill, and destroy you. I'm just so glad today that I found the one that has come to give me life and it more abundantly. Well, can't we just do what we want? No, we can't just do what we want. Because if we do what we want, we're going to get nowhere. My God, have mercy. I thought he was fixing to pray through. He looked like he was crying. So, the end of the song. She gets buried. It is her whole life coming back, or her old life dying off, and her new life living again. We're jumping ahead a little ways to page number 37. This song is talking about building something. Building brick by brick, a wall in her consciousness that disassociates her from reality. She escapes into a world of magic due to the extreme trauma she has to live through on a daily basis. The trauma of being a slave. Young people listen to the music and they have absolutely no idea what's going on. About 97% of educated adults are totally unaware of the existence of mind control, let alone symbolism. In fact, most people scoff at the concept of mind control through music. Maybe they should ponder on these words. And this is a quote from Michael Hoffman. Even as he dances to the tune of the elite managers of human behavior, the modern man scoffs with great derision at the idea of the existence and operation of the technology of mass mind control emanating from media and government. Modern man is much too smart to believe anything as superstitious as that. You know, that's what's happened. We've become so smart that we label things conspiracy theories, and we don't ever believe these conspiracy theories. These are just crazy people. And you know what? A lot of churches do that to the book of Revelation. I can't even go to an apostolic church and preach out of the book of Revelation unless it's the first 2 or 3 chapters. Because we don't want none of that weird, crazy end time stuff up in the house of God. Okay, well, he's coming back. We're to be watching. So, modern man is the ideal hypnotic subject. Puffed up on the idea that he is the crown of creation, he vehemently denies the power of the hypnotist's control over him as his head bobs up and down on a string. So you might say, just because the singer or entertainer has been mind controlled, that doesn't affect me. That's basically what that young man was saying. That doesn't affect me. I'm not controlled through the music. I can do what I want. I can be all right. It won't affect me. Oh, yes, you most certainly are affected by it. The interview from Nicholas Schreck, who is married to Anton LaVey's daughter, clearly stated that their goal is to only select a few elite individuals who are able to take action through the entertainment industry and mind control them, wherein the entertainers are the mode through which mass brainwashing or mass mind control can occur. And how does this occur? In the Luciferian occult realm, they believe in something called the revelation of the method. Has anyone ever heard of that? The revelation of the method. This is the rule of both moral and common law, wherein silence connotes consent. Silence and a lack of meaningful... Did y'all hear what I just said? No, I need to say that again, because this is where the church is at. In the Luciferian occult realm, they believe in something called the revelation of method. This is the rule of both the moral and the common law, wherein silence connotes consent. If we are silent about it in the church, we are consenting to it. In other words, he's saying, if a Christian church is silent about sin, they're just as Luciferian as I am. Tell that to the guy that blinks. Silence and a lack of meaningful action constitute consent to the methods being presented. The method of destruction is performed in a veiled manner, accompanied by certain occult signs and symbolic words, and elicits no meaningful response or opposition or resistance from the targets. It is one of the most efficacious techniques of psychological warfare and mind rape, end quote. Here's another quote by Michael Hoffman. The purpose behind the revelation of the method is the implied consent of the populace. If no resistance is raised when they reveal the truth, the cryptocracy, which is the hidden government controlling it, is free to continue to follow the satanic precept. Do what thou wilt is the whole of the law. That's what just happened here. Do what thou wilt is the whole of the law. In other words, when the cryptocracy reveals their evil manipulations and the majority of the people don't care, it's checkmate.